Hi YouTubers, it's Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you with a video that's a little different than what we normally do. This video was supposed to be a negative review. Now, first of all, I'd like to thank you, the viewer, on YouTube, because without you, we don't have a YouTube. So appreciate you being on this video. This particular one, if you have a tendency to want to jump off and not view the whole video, this one is a little different twist on a negative review. So you might find it interesting. I'd like to thank the subscribers. It's really amazing to me that someone would want to subscribe to my channel. We just kind of go and talk about various different firearms and subject matter, and the fact that you take this information as something of value to you is a tremendous compliment to me, and I appreciate that so much. And we'll keep on trying to bring you things that you might not see on other videos, that you might get a little more information on the various topics. So thank you very much for subscribing. As you know, I don't ask for subscriptions, I don't ask for likes, I don't ask for favors. I don't even know what a lot of those things are or what they mean, because I'm still a fairly new YouTuber. But anyway, thank you very much for all those things. This is a 7.5-inch single action revolver holster. The belt goes to here, and it's a nice holster, and that leads us into this discussion of this firearm. Now, this firearm I've had for a long time, and I didn't like it. And I thought I could do a negative review on it. Well, here's the firearm. It's the Virginian Dragoon, which is a 7.5-inch single action revolver made after the Colt, but also with a lot of the advantages that Ruger brought to the table. Made by the Inner Arms Company, located in Alexandria, Virginia. And this was their first handgun, so that's perhaps why they named it the Virginian. But back in the 1970s, there was also a TV show called the Virginian, so it dovetailed to all of that. Now, to show you that this revolver became a major player, this is a set of Packmeyer grips for it that I happen to like a lot. I put the factory grips back on for the purpose of this video. I bought this revolver back in 1977, the same year that Star Wars came out. That's why I remember it very well. And I bought this revolver because I was shooting the daylights out of my Super Blackhawk Ruger. I was shooting that a lot. And so I wanted another revolver that would take some of the load off the Ruger. And this, look how strong and robust this frame is. And the barrel's a heavy barrel. This revolver has a lot of strength to it. Not loaded. It's made in the pattern of the Colt. So here you go, C-O-L-T. We all love that. There's no transfer bar. So this revolver could not be carried with a round underneath the hammer. And Inner Arms did a interesting thing. What they did was they made it possible for the base pin to stick out past the end here, and that stopped the hammer from resting onto the cartridge under the hammer, so that supposedly if you activated that safety, it would allow you to carry the revolver with 6 rounds. And Ruger, of course, got around that with the transfer bar. But owners of the Virginian Dragoon just simply carried 5 rounds in the chamber like they did the old Colts. Revolver is a very nice case-hardened receiver. Steel everywhere. Weighs 3 pounds. 44 Magnum caliber. Very well made revolver. Sights are like the Ruger. Very nice sights. And so I bought this revolver to take the pressure off my Super Blackhawk. Well, when I went to the range, in those days we wanted to shoot light, jacketed hollow point bullets at magnum velocity, and this gun would not shoot well. The groups were all over the place, unacceptable. And I didn't like it, so this gun was put away for years and years and years. I thought I'd bring it out to do a negative review. Well, there's no negative review when it comes to the quality of the craftsmanship of making this. There was usually an inscription on the bottom of the grip there. When you look at this revolver, the bluing is very deep. The case hardening is very well done. And it has some nice features, such as when you go to half cock, the bolt drops down, allowing the pistol to be loaded just like a Colt. It has a reverse pawl, so that the chamber already lines up with the loading gate when you have a click. And that was a little nice convenience. Also, when the bolt comes back up, it's timed so that the bolt stays down until the next locking notch comes up, and then the bolt comes up, so that it doesn't drag on the cylinder, leaving those scratch marks. So you'll see there's no scratch marks on the cylinder between the locking notches, which is a very nice touch. The Rugers don't do that. The Rugers get the scratches. And the bore is beautiful. We won't look down the bore, but if you were to look down the bore, you would see that the rifling and the barrel is just gorgeous inside. And so I bought this revolver, but it wouldn't shoot. So I thought I'd bring it out to do a negative review. The trigger, by the way, is very good. It has just a hair of take-up, and then it's very light and crisp. It's actually better than a lot of Ruger triggers, although we learned to use the Ruger triggers. But that's a very good trigger. So the gun had a lot of promise, but the groups were like a foot. Over a foot at 25 yards. Unacceptable. So I took this gun to the range, and I told the other shooters around me that, you know, watch out, this is going to shoot all over the place. This gun isn't that accurate. So I thought we'd have a nice negative review to show you. Well, here's the first group we shot at 12.5 yards with 200 grain round nose flat point bullets and 7.5 grains of unique powder. And that startled me, because that's not bad. The hold point for the sights was right there. So I shot another group. We put 4 targets up at a time. Shot another group, and we got a nice 4-shot cluster with 2 of them down a little bit low. Again with the 200 grain round nose flat point bullet and 7.5 grains of unique, which is more than a cowboy load. Here's another one. Again, the aim point is right here. This is 12.5 yards. And here's another one. And this has kept going on with different loads. Now this one was fired with the 245 grain Keith bullet with 10 grains of unique. So it's actually a light Magnum load, and it shot that group. So then we shot a little bit more, and I got that group. Then I decided to shoot some one-handed, and one-handed, of course, I'm not as good, but notice how the revolver is actually on windage-wise for one-handed, but it was just kind of scattering them high and low a little bit because of variations in grip pressure. I switched to the Pachmayr grips. And if you want to see how this revolver behaved with full magnums and also with the Magnum bear loads with the 310 grain lead bullets, that's on another video. But it did very well there too. Lo and behold, I decided to shoot some jacketed bullets with a Virginian. And at 12.5 yards, it shot light jacketed bullets like this. Now I won't mention the brand because it's not the fault of the ammo. It's really not the fault of the gun. So I switched to other light jacketed bullets and got this. One shot's even over here. It's all over the place. And this is how I remember this Virginian shooting. It was like this. Well, notice the keyholing. So it turns out that this gun doesn't like jacketed bullets that are a little bit on the light side. It doesn't shoot them well. Because I went back after I shot these two groups and I was stunned. I put the Keith bullets and 10 grain unique loads back in and shot that. So the gun likes what it likes. It likes a lot of loads. It just doesn't like the light jacketed bullets. So I wanted to do a negative review and actually wound up not being able to do a negative review. In fact, what I've done is I've discovered another gun that's going to be one of my favorites. This is a nice pistol. And it shoots very well with my favorite lead bullets. Either the standard weight 240s, 245s, or heavyweight up to heavyweight 310 grainers. It likes those. Shoots them very well, and the pistol behaves very well. Now, of course, we don't want to load 6 rounds in this pistol. Now, which goes to show that history might have been very different had the people at Inner Arms said, you know what, we're going to be innovative. We're going to make a revolver that is case hardened and it's going to be robust and last forever and accurate and shoot well, and we're going to add some factors in there, such as they probably had an opportunity to have beaten Ruger to the transfer bar, but they didn't. They did not. Just think what would have happened had they done the transfer bar before Ruger did. We might just have a whole different history. Now, you know what happened with Ruger when they put out the 357 Magnum Blackhawk and the company took off and then they became innovative. Well, what Inner Arms did was they followed Ruger's lead with the Colt type of action, but they didn't become innovative, and Ruger did. So whatever, YouTubers out there, this is a fine pistol. You can get these used, and a lot of YouTubers I see are still buying these pistols used. So if you get a chance to get one, this is not a bad pistol. You just have to treat it like the old Colts and not carry around underneath the hammer. So take care, bye for now, and keep shooting, keep having fun.